1, 1, 2. Check me out right here, yo. In the commission, you ask for permission to hit him. He don't like me, hit him while wifey was with him. You heard of us, the murderous, most shady. Been on the low lately, the feds hate me. Opposition, competition of the day in the life of the commission.
Mic check, mic check. This is Mr. Batch of the BBC. What's kicking, family? Great to be online here with you on YouTube. Salutations, happy holidays, and the whole nine. I like to say happy sports year is what I'd like to say. And I'm glad to see everybody out here on YouTube. I haven't been here for a minute, but this is the one that really counts. So let's get down with the get down. This is a knockout game for real. Repercussions will be felt throughout both organizations for the loser of this game. BBCers, you know what we're talking about. We know what's going to happen with that. But for us, a loss would mean Coughlin's got to go. But before I even get into that and get into the possibility of losing or anything like that, let's get down with the get down about this game coming up. As you already know, this is one of a handful of professional sports teams that I really, really, really don't like. Don't like them. Don't like the Cowboys. Don't like them, man. Can't stand them. Get under my skin. You know what I'm saying? That kind of deal here. I just can't stand them. So let's get into this game here coming up. Came on here the last time I posted a video. I was talking about what we're going to do, and we did. We went out and we did it. I'm not going to sit up here and start rattling off numbers about the matchup numbers between Eli and Tony Romo. You've got SportsCenter, you've got online, you've got various places espousing those numbers, and I've looked at them also. And it's almost like even up, dead up matchup. Watching SportsCenter this morning, and then First Take, they're talking about, in some cases, Tony Romo should be ahead of Eli going to the Pro Bowl. Okay, if y'all want to give him that, fine. I know Eli's got a Super Bowl up underneath his belt. Now, the Pro Bowl is for those who are performing well, and Tony Romo has been playing much better than he has been in quite some time. Will he be able to do what Eli did to the Cowboys and go? Eli went down to Dallas, got a win, and moved on in the playoffs. We get the win today, and we move in the playoffs. Then we'll have to worry about the playoff game. I'm banking on Eli. Eli is my Giants MVP. Why? Because ground game was minimal. Defense wasn't able to hold it and close out games. And Eli came back and made it happen. Put us in a position to win. That's what's going to happen this Sunday. I understand the exploits of Tony Romo, how he truthed it out after having that busted rib playing against the 49ers. He had his hand messed up last week. You know, he's going to come out and he's going to be a trooper and he's going to play in the game. That's expected. Most football players, most professional athletes, man, if they got a limb hanging and they can get out there and perform, they're going to come out there and perform. But at what point will you be a detriment to your team with that injury? Tony Romo, I happen to be checking out the game the same night when the Cowboys played the Eagles. And it's real funny like how they said on the radio, Tony Romo went out with a hand injury the same exact time the Giants got the win. Now, I don't know whether it's true or not, but they have to report these things to the league office about injuries and such. And they did. So, you know, they said Tony Romo has a messed up hand. I'm going with the Giants. Of course I'm going with the Giants. I'm going with Eli. I'm going with the proven commodity in Eli that can get the job done. When Eli made his run during the Super Bowl, they were all over him. I was behind Eli. One of the few people that would argue for Eli. That's our quarterback. This is our man. What am I going to do? I'm going to throw him the baby out with the bathwater. What am I going to do then after that? Who will I bring in? And look what Eli has done for the team. Look what he's done. I mean, granted, 3 years in a row we have not made the playoffs. I got to blame the coach for that. You have to put your players in a position to win. Offense, defense, and special teams. But this year we're going after missing out for quite some time. And what better tonic than to have the Cowboys come to our house so that we can solidify, stamp, and make sure, let people know who rules the roost in the NFC East, and that's the New York Football Giants. It's a big game. It's a really big game to close out the year out at the Giants/MetLife Stadium. Tony Romo's coming in. Because remember the last time we had played them, they were talking about, they were going to open the roof. They were going to close the roof. We wanted to make it uncomfortable conditions for Eli. We see that he doesn't handle the ball that well. Yo, Tony, you play indoors now. We play outside all the time. So when they talk about the weather trying to affect the quarterbacks, both of them have to play in it. Eli plays in it on a regular basis. Okay, he's not in that climate-controlled, nice, comfy atmosphere. We out here like we're doing construction work. You know why? We're building towards the playoffs, and that's where we're going. Yeah, I've seen all the numbers. It's damn near dead even. The shame is that when we stubbed our toe and stumbled, the Cowboys had it right there in front of them to take and run with it and leave us in the dust where it wouldn't have to come down to this last game. Cowboys had the chance. The Cowboys could have sealed this, locked this up. Locked it up. But no. Eli brought us through to make sure that we can get a last chance, our last stand to go to the playoffs. The running game with Bradshaw's back opened up a little bit. Jason Pierre-Paul is the defensive player of the year for the Giants, in my opinion. Eli is the team's MVP, in my opinion. We're going to get it done. There's no two ways around it. Whoever's banged up or hurt, find a way to get them stitched up, taped up, stapled up, and out on the field of play. We got to take care of DeMarcus Ware, make him a non-factor. Use our running game to keep him busy. They talk about the passing crew, the receiving core that Tony Romo has. Everybody's sleeping on the Giants. We have 2 1,000-yard receivers on our crew. That ought to tell you something. All right, that ought to tell you something. 2 1,000-yard receivers. When have you ever heard that from a Giant crew? Normally we ground you up and spit you out like a road grader tearing up some old street to lay down some new pavement. That's how we do it. But this year, got the air game going. Don't let Bradshaw and Jacobs get to run through them gaps and starts running hard. I want to see old big head Jacobs, his snot slinging and his drool hanging out of his face like he a wild dog up there in the face of Rex Ryan. Do that in the face of the Cowboys this week, and that will happen. And that's the bottom line. Eli will control the game. Running game will show up. We'll get close to 100 yards. The receiving core, Hakeem Nicks is a little nicked up, but he'll be able to at least produce. Santa Cruz will hold down the rest. With Ballard in there, hey, I don't care what kind of condition Ballard is in. If he can go 7 yards down, turn around for a button hook, fine, I'll take that. The defensive line, come on, get after Tony Romo, beat him up like you normally do. As for our defensive backfield, well, you guys are on your own. I'm putting my faith in my defensive front four along with JPP, who's going to the Pro Bowl. Felix Jones, we'll be able to shut him down. Shut down that other kid that you had. Bow! Ooh, knocked out the game. Sorry about that. That's football. Ooh, random raving about this running game that they got. Whoa, yeah, woo! What happens when they got to the Giants? Pow, pang, cop. Go on for the rest of the season. But that's football. This game will define what happens to the franchise that loses this contest. And it won't be the Giants. Big Blue on Sunday will rule and be the winners of the NFC East and move in to the playoffs. This is Mr. Batch of the BBC. I'm out of here like I stole something. Peace.